Valhalla was like 30 hours too long. I don't know, maybe 70 hours too long. Dude, that game is way too big. That game, like, I understand the idea of what they were trying to do, but I'm pulling up an interactive map just to show you. What they wanted to do was they wanted each one of these little areas to be like its own chapter within the main story. And so each one has its own, kind of isolated bubble and experience for people. So I get it. Like, okay, this area will have its own storyline. This will have its own storyline. This will have its own storyline. This will have its own storyline. Some of them way better than others. Some of them really, really good, to be clear. But what it felt like was like nothing really connected together. The stuff you did up here didn't really connect with the stuff down here. And so it felt like you were just playing 12 different 5-6 hour games. And that's not even the end of it. Like, so these are all the objectives and stuff, of things to collect. They also have like Vinland, Asgard, Jotunheim, the River Raids maps, Ireland, Francais, the Isle of Skye, Svartalfheim, and of course Norway. Like, the game is gigantic. And my problem between Odyssey and Valhalla is that I felt like Odyssey had a lot of really solid, high quality content filling in the vast amount of space that was there. They had a large quantity of pretty high quality missions and stuff. Valhalla, I felt like a lot of the stuff that was filled in was stuff like, if we zoom in, it's like a firefly, an ingot, a helm for you, a mastery challenge, a chest for you to open, a firefly.
Ice One donated $3. Hot take. I think Valhalla was a great game, with the caveat that you don't think of it as an AC game.
Mods ban him. No, I'm kidding. No, I feel the same way about Odyssey, to be fair. I think if you play it as just an open world adventure game, it can be really, really good. If you try to play it as like a stealth Assassin's Creed game, you're going to be like, what the hell is this? But for Valhalla, I still insist, if you play like 25, 30 hours of it, and then you, like, right as you start to feel burnt out, you turn it off, you can have a good time with it. It's just frustrating that, like, if you really want to, I think for a lot of people, to be clear, for a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people, it just starts to really drag on and it gets super repetitive. And if you enjoy the stuff you're repeatedly doing, it's fine. And you might even love it. But if you start to get burnt out on it, it's just going to be a massive trudge to get to the end. Some people eat it up. Like Joe Raptor, I think he said he has 4 digits, I think is what he said, in Valhalla. Like he has over 1,000 hours, which is wild. But I think with all these games that are massive, your enjoyment of it is based on whether you enjoy the repetitive content. If you enjoy going through raids and you enjoy bashing people with hammers and going through the motions like that, you'll love Valhalla because it's that for 100 hours or for 200 hours or whatever you want to do. Now there's so much free content, there's a ton. But if you're somebody that's looking for more narrative stuff, you're going to burn out real quick. Whereas Odyssey, I feel like, has so much narrative stuff tied to the side quests that you're doing that it's much harder to burn out if you're a narrative player. I think that's why I like Odyssey more than I like Valhalla. And who knows, maybe in 5 years, I'll go back to Valhalla and I'll play it again and I'll be like, I remember when games were like this. This is way better than what we've got now. Because sometimes distance makes the heart grow fonder, and the further away from a game's release, maybe the more you appreciate it for what it was instead of what you wanted it to be. But for this, I felt like Valhalla was just a departure, and it doubled down on some of the stuff about Origins and Odyssey that was good, but also a lot of the stuff that I thought it doubled down on that it just misunderstood, where it just went back to Ubisoft checklists of tons of garbage sprinkled everywhere. And if you're somebody that likes checklists, which should be clear, there are plenty of players who love the checklists, you probably ate this up. But for me, it was just too much and I burnt out on it.